What an impressive entrance there by Vordell Walker.
Non-title match. Introducing first, he is the North American heavyweight champion, being accompanied to the ring by the illustrious Perry James. And Tommy Gunn, he is the champion, hailing from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 234 pounds, Drew Delight. His opponent, hailing from Savannah, Georgia, weighing in at 240 pounds, this is Vordell Walker.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Ben Throckmorton here. My co-host, Randall Brown. Randall, if we didn't have bad feelings certain between the Turbinators and the Black Angel and Dion Johnson, we certainly do after that last exchange. I think the Turbinators throw down the gauntlet. Black Angel and Dion Johnson gladly pick them up.
That's exactly right. Dion Johnson and the Black Angel are looking for a place to vent their frustrations. And possibly, unfortunately for the Iraqis, they came out and gave them that exact location that they needed. So I think the next few weeks to come and the next months to come, there will be some very, very tough matches between these two tag teams.
Absolutely. This is an incredible match in the ring as we speak. We've got Vordell Walker in here from Atlanta, Georgia, I believe. No, he's from Savannah, Georgia. I'm sorry. And he is in against our North American heavyweight champion, Drew Delight. Of course, Drew Delight, he's got Perry James over there in his corner, hugging that belt like he always does, and Tommy Gunn.
That's exactly right, and they can be at best a distraction and at worst an additional weapon in the arsenal of Drew Delight.
Vordell Walker is going off on the North American heavyweight champion.
Well, Vordell Walker, I've seen him a few times. He's a very impressive individual. He spends a lot of time in the gym. He works out, and he has learned his trade.
Tommy Gunn over there grabbing his foot.
He certainly did, and that's one of the things that Vordell Walker has got to learn through experience. You have to pay attention to what's going on outside the ring when Perry James and Tommy Gunn are out there in the corner of Drew Delight.
I'll tell you what, we saw this young man, Drew Delight, the North American heavyweight champion at Retribution. He and Bull Buchanan, they battled like two gladiators. But there again, you had Tommy Gunn, you had Perry James on the outside, virtually making it 3-on-1 the entire night.
That's exactly right. It's not a level playing field when you have those two individuals outside the ring. But much to the enjoyment of the crowd there, it was a very, very tough fought match, and there was some confusion at the end. But it looks like we've got quite a match going on here right now.
Absolutely. Vordell Walker is just kicking the tongue out of Drew Delight, and the Bill out of the corner and a standing backflip. Oh, and we nearly had a 3 count right there in the center of the ring.
That's right. I tell you, it would be quite a feather in the cap of young Vordell Walker if he could beat the North American heavyweight champion here. He would certainly move up in line for a match for the championship. This is a non-title match, I believe.
Absolutely, this is a non-title match. Heavyweight champion Drew Delight there with a Russian leg sweep, and he dropped him right on top of his head.
He did, but I tell you what, this young man has certainly acquitted himself very well to this point. He needs some experience, and he's getting some tonight at the hands of Drew Delight.
He's going to send him to the outside, and Perry James and Tommy Gunn are going to put the boots to him out there.
Well, that's a bad place to be over there. He certainly don't need to be in that position. And I want you to look at how pleased Perry James is with himself.
Perry James, a face only a mother could love, part of the Rat Pack.
Why do you call them the Rat Pack?
They run in a pack like a bunch of rats. It's never one-on-one. They're always out there. It's always 3-on-2, 4-on-1. They run in packs like wolves, like rats. Call them whatever you want to. I call them the Rat Pack.
Well, Perry James says it's just a family matter, that this is his family. Quite possibly his family has disassociated themselves from him because of some of his things that he does.
Absolutely. Drew Delight with an incredible drop kick there, catching Vordell Walker right on the chin, and the North American heavyweight champion is taking over on this match. He is working that headlock. He is clamping down on the head of Vordell Walker. Crowd here in Charlotte, North Carolina, getting behind him. trying to encourage him, trying to encourage the young man to get up off the mat, trying to fight back, but that headlock is taking a lot out of him, but he is firing those left hands right into the midsection. Oh, and a belly-to-black suplex is going to break the hold. Vordell Walker trying to get up. He's got the crowd behind him. He is trying to get up. It's a gut check moment. Who's going to get to their feet? Looks like Drew Delight's going to beat him to his feet. Oh, a tremendous kick to the midsection. Oh, and another one to the thigh. He is absolutely working over that left leg, and now he's taking the champion down.
He certainly is. He's taking it right to the champion, and at this point in time, I'd say if it was to end right now on points, he would be the winner.
Absolutely. I think if you're calling this on points, you got to give the nod to Vordell Walker at this point. But Drew Delight, you don't get to where he's at in the professional wrestling business without being an accomplished performer, without being able to take some punishment and some pain. He's a very accomplished wrestler. He's an accomplished fighter. He's as tough as they come. I just don't understand why he has Perry James in this corner.
Well, there's a lot of different reasons. I'm sure everybody has their reasons. There's one thing about it. He, shortly after coming under the tutelage of Perry James, he became the heavyweight champion here in North American Championship Wrestling. But as we stated earlier, he has certainly made a tremendous return in this match and is taking it right to Vordell Walker at this point in time.
I tell you what, Drew Delight working on that left leg over there with that ring post. That ring post does not give. It's not going to give, and that's going to slow down. We've seen high flying. We've seen very fast maneuvers. We've seen a lot of kicks from Vordell Walker to this point. It's going to slow him down. Drew Delight, a very, very intelligent wrestler, knowing that, working on those legs, slowing down those quick maneuvers.
That's exactly right. What a drop kick. That was a missile drop kick from the top rope. It's one thing that's very interesting to me about Drew Delight in his recent matches. He goes after a weakness that he finds in an individual. As you remember, the situation he had with Bull Buchanan, his shoulder was hurt. He went directly to the shoulder. Here, there was a problem with Vordell Walker's leg. He went directly after that. He grabbed the first thing he could get, the first thing he could do to injure it. That's what he's been after ever since. That is a sign of a seasoned pro.
I have not seen these high-risk maneuvers from Drew Delight to this point. Oh, and Vordell Walker's going to go into the ropes, and he dropped him off that top rope. High risk, high reward. Had he pulled that off, he would have probably won the match, but unfortunately, he did not. Oh, and Vordell is going to fire that right leg, but he is having trouble with the left leg. He's working on one wheel out there, Randall.
That's exactly right. He has been slowed down, and when he fires those kicks with that right leg, all the pressure is on that left leg, and now he's going up.
Wow!
What a maneuver.
But he hurt himself. Look, Randall, he's hurting himself. That left knee is causing him a lot of problems. Drew Delight taking that left knee out on that ring post in an earlier exchange, and he's on one wheel. He is having a lot of trouble.
Well, that's exactly right. When you take away one point of balance, you are in an advantageous situation, and that's what Drew Delight has done in the past, and he is doing today. As you can see, you have to give credit where credit is due. Vordell Walker is not giving up, but he is taking a lot of punishment, and he is also dishing out a lot of punishment. It's just a matter of who has it here, who can get back and get that second win. That's who's going to win this match.
I'll tell you what, Vordell Walker, you can see, fans, he spends a lot of time in the gym. He works out a lot. He is there, but he is showing me something here tonight. He is going toe-to-toe with the North American Heavyweight Champion and giving him all he wants.
That's exactly right. There's a big body slam. It looks like he's going for some sort of high aerial attack. I'm not sure this is a good idea with that leg in the situation that's in. As you mentioned earlier, he has a bad wheel, and if it don't turn at a crucial moment, he is going to be in a whole lot of trouble.
You can see he's favoring that left knee. You can see the pain in his face. Oh, and he hit that elbow right off the top. This could be it. If he could turn him over and make the cover, we could have it right here. This is a non-title match, but this would move him right into line.
It certainly would.
Oh, and he got out at the last minute. That's a 2 2/3 right there.
That's exactly right. It was the count was on the way down. I tell you what, when Drew Delight, when he was first getting started in this business, they called him Timex. And the reason they called him Timex is because he'd take a licking and keep on ticking. It's going to take a lot to put him out, but he has taken a whole lot of punishment in this match.
Absolutely. Going to send him across for the right. Oh, he's going to pick him up. Oh, what are we going to have here? Oh, Drew Delight's going to find out. He fought out of it. I tell you, they're wrestling.
There's the kick. He nailed him with that kick.
He got him with a super kick right there, and he's going to pin him.
The winner of the match, the North American Heavyweight Champion, Drew Delight.
I'm probably going to regret this, but I'm going to try to get up to ringside and get a word with Perry James.
All right, I will take over. I will handle the desk here. That was quite a super kick that came out of nowhere that caught Vordell Walker after having such a good match. He was right there with the champion. He stayed with him the entire time, and well, that's just his ego going out there, and he's letting his mouth write a check that the main attraction's going to have to cash. Now, I'm not taking anything away from the main attraction. They're the champions, deservedly so, and they're a very tough tag team. But anytime you put that championship belt on the line, you know, you run the risk of losing it. I mean, anything can happen on any given day, and especially with a team like these two young fellas right here. Sonny Landell and Dylan Rage form a fine little tag team, and they very well could wrest those titles away from them today.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't say anything about the main attraction. I don't agree with the tactics they use in that ring. I don't agree with their manager, but they are four-time North American Tag Team Champions. They do hold victories over many, many high-profile teams, not the least of which is the Rock and Roll Express with Ricky Morton, and you can't argue with their success rate. You know, and Perry James mentioning Ricky Morton up there, Randall, you know, Ricky Morton ran in and stopped them. They did manage to re-injure Bull Buchanan's arm at Retribution the other night, but Ricky Morton did run into the ring. He left their commentary location and stopped what could have permanently put Bull Buchanan out of wrestling. And I think Perry James is upset about that, and Ricky Morton has requested some matches, and he's going to be. We're going to see Drew Delight defend that title against Ricky Morton in Gaffney, South Carolina here on Friday night, April the 9th.
Well, Ricky Morton, a longtime competitor, he could not sit by and watch one of his associates being ravaged by 3 and 4 people at one time. So he took matters into his own hands, and he went in, and as Perry James said, he stuck his nose in their business. But quite frankly, that's what a lot of people, they're just not going to stand by and watch somebody else being beaten unmercifully by multiple odds. And quite frankly, I understand why Ricky went out there, and I believe that he will exact himself very well against Drew Delight. I don't know how the match will turn out, but they will certainly be very competitive and be excited.
Dylan Rage with a double cross body, and then Sonny Landell with a double clothesline, and they had Scott Powers on the run, but he has come he has come back. Oh, but Sonny Landell ducks under and takes him down again. This team's on fire. They are on fire. If they underestimate this team of Dylan Rage and Sonny Landell, we could see new champions right here tonight in the War Zone.
Well, that's exactly right. One thing that Perry James didn't take into consideration is that the main attraction have always scouted their opponents very well. They know their moves. They took this match in the cold, absolute cold match, have no idea what these guys have done in the past and what they've been doing most recently. So they're somewhat of a disadvantage from their normal game plan. One of their strongest points in the past has been their scouting and knowing what their opponents are going to do.
I can guarantee you Dylan Rage and Sonny Landell have scouted the main attraction, and they know exactly what they're going to do in there.
That's exactly right. They're an unknown, while they're an unknown quantity, the main attraction, on the other hand, are a very known quantity. Everybody knows what they do and how they do it. Now, they do a very good job of mixing it up, but they still basically have the same skills that they had several months ago and do many of the same things that they do. So they are, as you say, better known as far as what their performance is going to be.
Dylan Rage with a monkey flip out of the corner on Chris Steele, and then a flying drop kick which caught him right in the chest, and a quick cover for a count of 2. Referee Daryl Morris right on top of the action, and they've gone to work. They have gone to work on Mr. Pleasure, Chris Steele. I tell you what, Drew Delight taking a lot of punishment. Vordell Walker looked very, very impressive in that outing, but you got to hand it to Drew Delight. He took a licking, came back. He did win the match with a super kick. But, you know, I wanted to say Ricky Morton is not with us tonight, and you're filling in quite admirably for him. We appreciate you being here, adding your knowledge and your expertise to the commentary. Ricky is preparing for this series of matches against Drew Delight. He has had enough of this deal, and he is training. He has dedicated himself for the next 2 weeks to do nothing but train and get ready for these matches.
Yeah, I understand he's gone into a very confining situation so that there's absolutely no things to draw his attention to other things. He's working out every day. He's getting ready. He's getting him a game plan together, and that's when he's at his toughest, when he's ready. And Drew Delight needs to be ready for that. It's going to be a big explosion when they do finally collide, and I, for one, want to be there and see it. Anything can happen. A fellow like Ricky Morton's been around for a long time. He certainly is a ring general. Drew Delight, he's a very, very tough individual, and as we saw in the earlier match, he can just come out of nowhere and hit you with that super kick, and you're gone for the rest of the day. But it's going to be interesting when it does happen.
Absolutely. Oh, and a double suplex by the main attraction takes Dylan Rage over. Daryl Morris right on top of it with a count of 2. Crowd here behind Dylan Rage and Sonny Landale. This crowd in Charlotte, North Carolina. Oh, and a super bomb there by Scott Powers, and it missed the business there. A little unhappy with the treatment he's getting from this crowd in Charlotte, North Carolina tonight.
Well, also from the treatment he's been getting from Sonny Landale, and also from this young gentleman here in the ring right now. He is not happy about the treatment he's gotten from him, so Dylan Rage is feeling the rage of Scott Powers.
Dylan Rage is taking a lot of punishment. He is down. Oh! Scott Powers, and then he throws a right hand. Sonny Landale going into the ring only to be cut off by Daryl Morris. Daryl's back is turned. They're going to make a phantom tag over here and go to work on Dylan in the corner.
That's exactly right, and as we said earlier, that tide has changed a little bit, but watch this.
Chris Steele obviously upset with something that's going on in the ring. Oh! And he has dropped a leg right across. Dylan Rage is taking a lot of punishment here. These guys are incensed. They're the new North American Tag Team Champions. You know, these guys could be a little upset that people are discounting them, you know, that they wouldn't have won that without the Turbinator's interference. Now, I believe in my mind, having been there and having seen the match, I believe Black Angel and Deon Johnson had Chris Steele beat. But, you know, they may be taking exception to everybody thinking that way.
That could very well be, and they certainly are making an effort here to prove to everyone that they are the tag team champions, and they are, I tell you, they're throwing Dylan Rage around like he's a rag doll right now, and he is a big, strong, tough competitor, but you don't want to count him out yet. It's one of those situations where you got to wait and see what happens.
Dylan Rage obviously dazed in the center of the ring with the punishment he's taken. Sonny Landale trying to get the crowd up, trying to get them behind him. Oh! And he tried to roll out of the way, but he just could not make it. He could not get out from under it, Randall.
That's right. He would have been a lot smarter to have rolled the other way and rolled toward the corner, but he was just trying to get out of the way, and in his situation, he was dazed, and he just couldn't get out fast enough, and it cost him. He had to pay.
Both men down, high risk, high reward. He didn't hit that just like he wanted to. Oh, and here comes Sonny Landale into the ring. Mr. Business is flying. We've got a four-way brawl going on. He is beating the tar out of Dylan Rage. He's trying to turn him around. Oh, here we go. They're going to send him across for the right. Now we're going to reverse it. Oh. Now they're going to send him across. Oh,
kick. That shades of the rock and roll.
Oh, my. Sonny Landale has clotheslined. He is clotheslined. What is Perry James is in here. What is he doing?
He's obviously enraging Darren Rage at this point in time.
Oh, Scott Powers gets him from behind. A Russian leg sweep. Perry James distracting him. Chris Steele has posted Sonny Landale on the outside. They're going up top.
It looks like the double feature. There it is.
Oh, and they're going to hit the double feature on Dylan Rage. That's got to be it. Nobody can take that much punishment.
It's over.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a fantastic week it's been. Remember, Gaffney, South Carolina, Friday night, April the 9th, Hogansville, Saturday night the 10th. We'll see you all right here next week with more action and excitement. So long, everybody.
Casino, Metropolis, Illinois legend. The USA Championship Wrestling Studios, so popular, being used right now to film the Sting movie. in Nashville, Tennessee. We'll return to the studio April 13th, but it's great that our cameras are here in Metropolis at Harrah's to tape the greatest in USA Championship Wrestling action.
I tell you, I'm kind of torn between both places. You know, I love a casino. I could live here in Harrah's. Oh, yeah, beautiful place. And, of course, talking about our own USA studios became more popular than Hollywood itself, Scott. Sting movie being filmed right there as we speak. And another kid that may be in the movie someday, very good athlete right here, Mr. Michael.
John Michael, native of Dyersburg, Tennessee, early candidate for Rookie of the Year. The book on this guy is being written as we speak, and it's all raves so far. All we've heard about this youngster, unlimited potential, huge upside. He's in there against Carnage, one of these masked guys, Legend. It looks like he's mixed up about 3 different outfits in there.
Well, he looks like a masked guy to me, Scott. Very perceptive of you.
Thank you.
I tell you, I noticed one thing about Mr. Michael there. He's got a great head of hair, but when you wrestle, it's a handle. I mean, the guy's going to grab it and yank it all over the place.
Spear from Michael, leveled him, lateral press, and a 2 count for the youngster. The rookie Michael got the 2 count on Carnage, and you know, who knows about Carnage? He didn't fill out a bio sheet backstage. I don't know anything about who trained him, where he's from, years of experience. He's working this parts unknown thing right to a fairly well. Oh, and Michael.
Oh, walked right into one. Well, I'll tell you about Carnage, and of course the psychology behind masked guys from the beginning of wrestling time is your opponent doesn't know who you are either. They can't come up with a game plan. So it's you know, it may be an old cliche to put a mask on nowadays, but the psychological, you know, potency of it is still the same. Who is that?
European uppercut from Carnage sends the rookie into the ropes. Michael got him with a sunset flip, rolls him up, double leg cradle. Can he hang on a 2 count before the kick out from Carnage? And Carnage,
bam! What a clothesline!
Saw that one coming. I mean, Michael didn't know what hit him. Get the number of that truck. And Carnage now keeping the assault on. Carnage, that's some veteran maneuvers in there. He hit the clothesline, stayed on him, hooks the leg, elbow across the chin one more time. Now bracing the arm, only gets a 2 count one more time.
And now he's just going right for the chokehold. They'll keep the oxygen out of young Mr. Michael here.
And if you weren't sitting right beside me, I'd swear that was you in there.
With that hair?
Not Michael.
Oh, what do you mean, like the mask guy?
Yeah. He's wrestling a Larry Zbyszko style, though. Right. He locked up inside the first 20 minutes.
If I wasn't here, I'd be at the 3-card poker table.
Please, I saw you over there earlier today. Carnage now working over the back of John Michael, and you got to know that Carnage, even if he is a veteran behind that mask, couldn't have watched an awful lot of tape on John Michael. Michael's still a rookie. Couldn't have done a lot of scouting for his opponent, but look at this surfboard.
Well, look at the moves. I mean, the surfboard keeping the pressure on the small of the back, bending them back almost in that camel clutch. Carnage, whoever he is, he's been around.
Certainly is. 2 count that time. Or Carnage on John Michael. You know, every Sunday we're right here at Harrah's Casino in Metropolis, Illinois for the greatest in USA wrestling action just like this. We're going to see so many of the USA stars today. Chase Stevens is in the house. Oh! Inverted atomic drop from Michael. And the momentum shift. Look at Michael, the righty, and rolls him but ducked it. Did Carnage.
Oh, right in the face!
Super kick right in the mask, and he got him.
That was a heck of a shot with that kick, Scott.
Certainly was. Doubled him over. Bart Sawyer and Sean Schultz next up on USA Championship Wrestling. Scott Hudson, Larry Zbyszko ringside here at Harrah's Casino in Metropolis, Illinois. Bart Sawyer, nice arm drag takedown on the youngster Sean Schultz. We have seen Bart Sawyer go from literally from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows, and now, Legend, it appears that Sawyer is just going to be comfortable with himself. Win, lose, or draw, Bart Sawyer knows he's going to fight another day.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to be comfortable with yourself. You have to be confident in yourself. Sawyer, you know, a ring veteran, has you go through those slumps. You're hot and cold, but it's all mental. Of course, he had a little run-in with his mentor, Mr. Piper, and hopefully that might help him straighten out here.
Well, it certainly brought him up from the depths, did the involvement of the Rowdy Scott, Roddy Piper. We saw that a couple of weeks ago here on USA Championship Wrestling, and since then, Bart Sawyer, he hasn't been on a winning streak so much. He's just been on a better attitude streak. He's won a few, lost a few, but he doesn't let that get him down.
No, you know, he's like a salesman who's got a great pitch but can't close the deal. Veteran, a lot of good moves. Look at right here. Top wrist lock, slides it into a headlock, takes the man over, makes it look easy, but he has a hard time pinning them.
Nice head scissors escape by Sean Schultz. and the youngster takes the veteran over. Can Sawyer escape? Has him wrenched in there, but he escapes, misses the elbow. Nice counter by Schultz into a side headlock takeover.
I don't know if that was a counter or just fear of getting your face smashed in.
Is there a difference?
You move quicker with fear.
Good point. Head scissors by smart Bart Sawyer. Hey, mark your calendars, everybody. Saturday, April 10th, USA Championship Wrestling in Carterville, Illinois at the high school gym, and also Friday, the 16th in Harrisburg, Illinois at the high school gym. USA Championship Wrestling invading Illinois, as it were, Legend.
Invading, is that the right word?
Well, sorta.
There's got to be a better word.
Man, what a shot.
What a shot with that elbow.
Into the jaw, but Schultz step over. Schultz step over again. Sawyer saw it coming. Reversal. Blocked it into the hip toss by Shawn Schultz. Nicely done.
I don't know. Looks like Shawn Schultz gained the advantage. As soon as I say something good about Mr. Sawyer, what a veteran he is and how good he is with the moves, it's thrown all over the place.
Are you a jinx? Is that what you're saying?
Don't say that about my golf game.
I'm talking about your golf game, for Pete's sake. Snapmare takeover from Sawyer out of the corner, and kind of a version of the old Shining Wizard, as it were, from Sawyer.
Well, you know, Bart can get down and dirty. He can get rough here. I mean, I've seen him lay out a few people.
Well, you don't hang around Roddy Piper as long as Bart Sawyer did and not exactly learn how to fight. Watch Schultz. Oh, dragon screw leg whip by Sawyer. That'll wrench a knee completely out of socket.
You know, it only takes 15 pounds of pressure.
Really?
At the right angle, pop that knee.
And that may have been 16.5 pounds right there.
Whoa.
Sawyer leveled him with a running lariat. And down goes Schultz. The knees hurt, the neck's hurt, the back's hurt. Is he ready? No. Kick out by Schultz.
Right
but
there.
Schultz is hurt.
Yeah, Schultz is holding that leg, and that's something you don't want to do. You know, it's a veteran, when you get hurt, you don't grab your body and wither in pain because your opponent's going to see that. Bart saw him grabbing his knee, and if Bart's smart, he's going to go right for that knee because the kid just told him, you know, your body language, he's hurt.
Man, what a right forearm shot to Shawn Schultz and another, and Schultz has been rocked. I mean, Sawyer, this is a clinic. This is a textbook example of how to put together an offensive strategy by Sawyer. Into the ropes goes Schultz and a back elbow.
Like 6, 7 different elbows from different directions on Schultz.
Lateral press, hook the far leg, only a 2 count.
That's what I mean. Bart has no problem getting the upper hand, but then when he can't close the deal.
Schultz back up to a vertical base. I don't see how with that bad wheel. Sawyer tags him with the right hand, takes Schultz all the way across into the far turnbuckle.
See how easy it was when you have all that long hair like a hippie? Easy to grab, man. You just control that head, you control the body, and...
Oh, and Sawyer caught him. Schultz tried the old, enziguri out of nowhere. Perfect positioning. Terrific counter by Schultz.
Yeah, but I don't think Shawn Schultz getting up quick enough.
Oh, he doesn't have the gas in the tank.
They found an opening.
One into the breadbasket. There's another, and down goes Bart Sawyer. And Sawyer may have given it everything he had left. Schultz. Oh! Side heel kick into the face. Lateral pin attempt and only a 2 count on Sawyer for Schultz, but Schultz is back in the game here. Right hand in the corner. Schultz sets him up. Far corner for Sawyer. Oh, man.
Man, he ran into it.
Got the big size 12 right in the mush, and Sawyer sets him.
Small package.
Inside cradle by Schultz. Can he hang on? He got him. He got him.
I hate to be right, but I call it. Bart just can't close the deal.
That's a great point. Terrific analysis, Legend. Bart Sawyer looked terrific in this contest. I was ready to write Schultz off, and Shawn Schultz has got the victory over smart Bart Sawyer. And the living legend, Larry Zbyszko, ringside here at Harrah's Casino, Metropolis, Illinois. One half of the tag team champions, Jason Scott, Jason the Sensation Scott. He, along with Chris Vaughn, doing a terrific job representing the tag team division here in USA, but he's in there against the vocalist, Matthew Catalano, and do not sell Catalano short. This guy is devious and knows what he's doing inside the ring.
Very devious, but boy, you know, I haven't heard him sing lately. Is something wrong with him?
Count your blessings.
I am counting them. I just wonder if he lost his voice.
I hope so. That guy could neuter cats at 40 feet with that vocal ability. Full scoop and a slam in the center of the ring from Jason Scott, and Jason Scott sets him, measures him, but no. Oh, and Catalano rolled out of the way of the elbow, but Jason Scott never dropped it, and he hit him with a clothesline. Right hands on the Vocalist. Into the ropes. Catalano, whoa!
Nice hip toss.
And Jason Scott, one half of the tag team champions, into the arm drag takedown on Matthew Catalano.
Well, you can see why they got half of the tag team championship titles, because he's very, very good. Jason Scott, good athlete, good balance, putting some nice pressure here on the shoulder. And like I always lived my credo, Scott, the more science you use, it's easier to overcome the odds.
That's actually very good advice.
Fair play.
Unbelievable. Write that down.
You believe that one. I got a bridge.
Oh, please. Hang on a minute. Catalano into the far turnbuckle.
Oh.
Jason Scott with a corner clothesline on the Vocalist. Silenced him in the far corner. USA Wrestling fans in DeSoto, Illinois, mark your calendar for Friday, April 23rd at the old gym right there in town. USA Championship Wrestling is coming to DeSoto on the 23rd of April.
The Vocalist held onto the ropes. Jason Scott slipped right off him. That's what happens when you get nice and sweaty in there.
And that's also a rookie mistake. Lateral press by Catalano and only a 2 count. Referee Johnny Blaze counting him down here in Metropolis.
You know, it's amazing how big USA has become the last 6 months. And of course, I know you're very good, and a lot of people give me credit for it.
Well, you
being on the
deserve
show.
all of it.
We all know and agree on that. But it's just amazing. I mean, Harry here, beautiful facility. The response to all the shows they've been running. But I might put the tights on myself here.
Really?
I'm thinking of
Hang on a minute. Sunset flip. Roll up by Jason Scott. Catalano kicked out at 1. I don't think his shoulders were ever really down.
No!
Oh, man, what a
right in the
clothesline.
back of his neck. You can see he's grabbing his neck. That doesn't look good.
Not yet. Catalano on top, hooks the far leg, side press. I got a 2 count that time on Jason Scott. And Jason Scott, although the tag team titles not at stake in a singles competition, you got to think that if Catalano could score a 1, 2, 3 over one half of the tag team champions, Catalano, and basically a partner of his choosing, would catapult themselves to the top of the tag team ranks.
Oh, yeah, he'd definitely have a good excuse and argument for a title shot, but he might not have any teeth left.
After those shots from Jason Scott from the middle rope, Catalano caught it, backs him into the turnbuckle. That's just that little bit more of experience that Catalano brings to the ring, showing up Jason the Sensation Scott.
You know, that was a pretty gutsy maneuver on the part of the Vocalist. The smaller guy standing there waiting to catch the bigger man.
Certainly did. Jason Scott, not a small man at all. Oh, point of the elbow in the small of the back. Again.
Getting nice and aggressive here. Again, he realizes, like we said before, Vocalist.
Back press, hooks the far leg and only a 2 count that time.
But he's thinking in that ring. He's got a bigger opponent who's actually, I think, a better athlete, and he knows that. So he's keeping him down, doing what he has to do to equalize the situation.
Terrific analysis, and I agree that Jason Scott is the better athlete, but I think in the psychological game of wrestling, hang a lateral press and a 2 count that time for Catalano. Catalano has the experience. He's got the experience edge over Jason Scott, and I think that in the psychological aspect, you got to give the ducat to Catalano too. That makes it 2-1 Catalano. You got to think Catalano's the favorite, but Scott's got the title.
But Scott's flat in his back.
He is right now. Catalano sets him up. Going to roll him over into a full Boston Crab.
It's amazing to me how the human game of chess continues.
Got him. He got it. Full Boston Crab by Matthew Catalano, the Vocalist. What an upset this would be over one half of the tag team champion.
Yeah, but look, he's not back. He's not back far enough.
Didn't cinch it in deep enough, and Jason Scott using his powerful legs to his advantage.
Yeah,
those powerful arms too.
You can keep the man on top of him, getting back over the small of your back. He's trying to get down, but straighten them legs out as hard as you can. Keep the man from getting the center of gravity over the small of your back as he broke the hole.
Certainly did. Now Catalano going to go to the well one more time. Jason Scott sees it coming. Hang on. Inside cradle. Small package. Can he hang on? Jason Scott.
He hung on.
He got him. Boy, Catalano.
Wait a minute.
Hang on. Chase Stevens. Chase Stevens.
I don't think he appreciated that.
One half of the Naturals. We know the tension between the Naturals and the tag team champions, Jason Scott and Chris Vaughn, and it's exploded here. Chase Stevens, and now Catalano's back in
They're
there.
both on the guy.
Where's April Pennington? Where's Andy Douglas? Where's the rest of the Naturals contingent? Oh, no!
Where's Chris Vaughn?
Great point. Pile driver. Hang on.
There he
Speaking of
is.
the devil, Chris Vaughn's in the house. Chris Vaughn tagging off on Chase Stevens. One for the vocalist, Catalano. Whoa!
He just crapped out here at the Harrah's.
I beg your pardon. I mean, Chris Vaughn unloading. Wait a minute. Here's Chris Michael. Chris Michaels now. We know that his allegiance is to the natural. And now 3-on-1. 3-on-1 on Chris Vaughn.
They're ringing the bell. We need some more help in here.
We need
Go help him.
a lot less bell ringing and a whole lot more saving from the back. Come on. If anyone's watching, Jason Scott. Now, hang on. Yeah, here we go, finally. The Cowboy, James Storm. James Storm hit the ring, and I mean, he chased out Michaels, Catalano, and Chase Stevens. Thank goodness for the Cowboy. One half of America's Most Wanted, James Storm, clearing the ring of that debris.
Debris?
But Jason Scott is your victor.